Alright, this is not going to be a well-received video. I don't care, right? I'm not here to sugarcoat my favorite game franchise because some people don't like the truth. So, Sonic Fox puts out this tweet, says that armored moves are back, like in MK9, and exist as get off me tools. That's not the worst of it though. He then says breakers cost 3 bars a meter and your cameo has to be ready. So let me explain. You got your 3 bars down the bottom, like traditional MK9, MK10, right? You can use those bars to enhance your moves. However, there's a few things that we're going to learn in this video. All right? A few things that we're going to learn because it's worrying. I'm really worried, right? Because when people get this in their hands, right? This only rewards one style of gameplay, and that's aggressive. You look at Street Fighter 6 with its drive gauge. It is wonderful. It makes it feel like everyone's got a fighting chance whatever way that they play. A fighting game is not supposed to be played the only way the developers think you should play it, right? It should allow people to play in different styles based on, you know, personality, whatever. Like if some people are more aggressive, that's great. But if people are more aggressive, then you've got to have defensive tools in place outside of an effing block button. I hated this in MK9, right? So watch this. Cage, which is on the right side, it's his bars here and his name's up here, right? He's going to get wailed on my caboose with a Sub-Zero combo. And he's going to counter it, right? He's going to do a combo breaker, right? Watch this. Combo break, he pulls in Kano. It's instantly depleted all 3 bars, okay? Instantly. Now, the advantage is that it doesn't use the resource at the top, which means that, you know, you've still got offensive capabilities once you've broken, like, the combo. However, just like we have found with recent Mortal Kombat games, people find the most broken character and the most broken combo, and they will exploit it over and over and over and over and over and over again. As soon as they get that one hit in, it's all over, right? Now, to an advantage, I suppose you could say that your Cameo fighter ends up becoming a meat shield because you can hit them. When a Cameo fighter actually gets hit in game, right? It actually gets it actually gets grayed out at the top of the screen, right? To indicate that it's kind of like been temporarily knocked out. So you can't use it for about, what, 3 seconds or so. That's a long time in fighting game time, by the way, particularly when you're on top of each other. Now, what's interesting, watch Sonya's cameo, right? He calls in Sonya instantly to do a leg grab. Now, she's not been hit at this point. Why the hell is she grayed out? Can somebody explain this bullshit system, please? Why is Sonya grayed out? Okay. Is it because she's below the halfway threshold of the cameo, you know, like this part here, the resource? Is that why? Or is it because it's a counter move? So let me get this straight. Just like, and we're gonna keep going through the video because this is raw gameplay, not edited, so we get to sort of dissect this. Caboose uses like the counter, so the cameo counter, which is obviously her leg grab, right? So it's an air counter, you know, especially, you know, in the vein of you know, he was being attacked, right? Actually, he wasn't being attacked. He simply just, like, Liu Kang just literally jumped. You can see Sonya down here. He's already called in Sonya. So he's not, he may not have necessarily thought, oh, I'm going to grab him on the ground. I'm just going to call in this move. It grabs Liu out of the air. But you can see, you can watch how close it is, right? So the game must realize that this is going to be a counter move. And it's already grayed out Sonya from being used for a few seconds. So I'm wondering with I'm assuming there's 4 moves, 4 attack type moves for a Cameo fighter. 2 of them will use like a little bit of resource. There'll be a counter move. I'm just speculating here. The counter move actually, like, now did that use resources? Let me just double check. Yes, it did. So it used some resource. It used over half, so 2/3 resource, give or take, and grays out the character. It wasn't hit by Lou, right? At all. And she wasn't hit as she was running away either, because, you know, he was in the middle of being like leg thrown, which every male wants to have happen by Sonya Blade, right? This is when he counters with the breaker. Now the breaker, instead of using the resource around the Cameo avatar, it uses all 3 bars. Like, it's worse than what they did in MK9 and MK10, right? My argument, my conversation with the team would be, why can't you just make breakers use 1 bar? Why? Like, why? Why can't you do that? Breaking combos on aggressive players messes with them. It realizes that they can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. They have to try and change their strategy. Much like how a defensive player being wailed on has to figure out ways around their aggressive strategy with tools are in place. But they don't, NetherRealm doesn't want to give you the effing defensive tools. They want to give you like a teaser of it. It's just a smidgy. Oh, we're going to punish you for breaking the combo, but we're not going to punish the person that sits there and does these like incredible amount of hits, an incredible amount of damage with the most broken combat system I've ever seen in modern fighting games, right? And this is what people are going to come up against when they actually get their hands on the game, right? The resource meter is not filling up unless you're being attacked. Like the super bar is not being filled up unless you're being attacked or defensive, right? You can enhance your moves using the super bar. So right now, Cage Games has no super bar to enhance moves, okay? So he's losing a tool set. He can't break combos, and considering what I just saw, it would appear that a counter using your Cameo fighter knocks them out for a few seconds, right? So he's tried pulling in Sonya here. Caboose has done this. You've just seen this here, right? He's pulled Sonya in, and then it's hit by Liu Kang. But what's really this is disgusting level of, like, you know, this is woeful. I've been talking about this for a long time about how, like, the hitboxing and the connectivity, the connective tissue when it comes to combat is just all over the place. Liu Kang is not touching Sonya at all. I'd say in real world, there's probably a meter there. So what, a couple of feet, maybe 3 feet, right? How is Sonya hit then? This is really, like, look at this, is really bizarre, right? Does his freeze? He calls in Sonya. In a sec, hang on, wait. He's about to call in Sonya. Right, so he's called in Sonya. Okay? But Sonya hasn't reached the impact point of Liu's attack. She's already flying back already. The game has anticipated her being hit already. Okay? Already. Now, maybe in this shot you could argue, perhaps, but again, if a Cameo fighter can be hit and I can show you this, the Cameo fighter can be hit when it's actually in front of you. So when the Cameo fighter runs out in front of you and does something, it can be hit. Technically speaking, I know it's kind of to the side and the back, but Lu's attack is attacking Sub-Zero. It's hitting him directly. It's not hitting him and skirting off. Okay, so why would Sonya be hit at all? It's really weird. Not to mention the fact that for whatever reason, this instance, it doesn't knock her out. And that's why I'm wondering, like it's all over the place. I'm trying to figure out the bare bones mechanics. I do this with Mortal Kombat games. There's always a baseline of how things function. So we know for a fact that, like, right now, because he has no super bar of 3 bars, he can't break any combos. Cage can't break any combos. Okay? He might have Kano fully available, but he can't do it. The best he can do, right? The best he can do is use the other, I'm assuming 3 moves that are made available. Right? Now I'm trying to see if Kano was hit, because he calls Kano out and it doesn't do something, and it looks like it's really weird. Like, what's going on here? Here he comes. He's like, right? Subby hasn't done anything yet. Here we go. So he comes in for the slide. Kano, I think Kano was trying to do his eye blast. Maybe that's why. But regardless, like, if he was hit, like, it's weird. Like, so what? He got, okay, all right. So what? Okay, I think I know what's happened, right? So Subby has hit Liu Kang first, but in the interim of that encounter, Kano has been able to do an eye laser, because it looks like there's like this like bright red explosion like at the impact site. So he runs in, but it's really weird because it doesn't even look like he's taking up like the proper stance. Right? This looks like it's done like some sort of like, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? It looks like it's done some sort of like eye explode, like his eye laser, right? And what's weird, so like, again, like, so obviously he didn't get hit, right? Because Liu countered him. So I'm assuming then that counter doesn't take Kano out because it wasn't considered a, oh, hang on, no. Dude, what the hell, man? What the hell is going on? Right? What the hell is going... Look, Kano's doing a flip. Right? And then there's like... And now the explosion could be the counter itself because counter pops up, right? But then Kano just kind of flips back out again. Watch this. He runs in, does something, and then just flips back out and he runs off. It's listed as a counter, yet nothing's happened with, like... There was some, I think, yeah, there was some resource. Yeah, so there was a resource used for activating that move, which ended up being the counter move in that instance, but it didn't gray him out. Yet before I just showed you that it did. Like, do you know what I mean? So again, as this fight continues, keep in mind that Liu cannot break, like Cage cannot break any combos because he has no 3 bars. He could break a combo if they changed it to 1 bar. Right now, he could fully break a combo if it was utilized for 1 bar. But no, why would we do something that helps? Right? Why would we help the other side of the fighting equation? I used to teach martial arts. You don't just teach punch, kick, and that's all you do. You've got to teach defensive maneuvers as well. Because in those defensive maneuvers, you can destroy people. You can mess with them. Breaking combos breaks a fighter's psychic, like, you know, like their psyche, because they think, I'm just going to be aggressive and just keep spamming this combo, and you keep breaking it. So you're telling them, I'm onto your game. This is ridiculous, man. Like, absolutely ridiculous. So he's called out Kano, done the move. Now Kano has been hit, right? Kano has been hit in the process of this attack, and you'll notice that Kano's avatar goes grey. So Kano runs out, he does his knife throw, he's completely missed, right? So we've got that timing issue as well. Oh my God. Listen, Ed Boon, NetherRealm, come here. Why didn't you just make tag team? It worked before. It's wonderful. Right? And now watch this, okay? So Kano's thrown his knives. He's like, whoops. Sub-Zero, so Caboose is about to hit Liu Kang, and in the process also hits Kano, because now Kano is now instantly knocked out. Caboose has activated a counter. Sonya Blade is going to run in, and she's going to do her air. I think she's doing her air fist, right? There we go. She's jumping up, and she's flying past. Nothing, unless somehow Sub-Zero clipped her pinky toe, right? Like, so I'm so confused. This is all over the place, man. What the hell is going on? Right? And again, Cage can't break combos because he doesn't have 3 bars. Right? And Kano, what happened to Kano again? What happened? Did he get hit again? Seriously? Are you serious? So he's got full circle. He's utilized half of it to do the knife throw. He's run off. He's been hit. He's been taken out of the game. Right? He's knocked out. Right? Still knocked out. Now he's back. Wow. That's a really long time in fighting game time. Right? He's knocked out. He's back. He's called Kano in again. And he's been hit. Somehow Kano's been hit again. Even though it didn't look like it. Right? Yeah? So Kano's just come out of the sin bin. Right? He runs out. He's not even... Dude, Dude, can somebody explain to me this effing game? Kano is here. Sub-Zero is up here. The game has already predetermined that Kano is going to get hit. His avatar is knocked out to indicate that he has been hit. Where's the hit? Oh, is that the hit, is it? Is it? Because it looks like, from the pose that Sub-Zero's doing, he's actually hitting Liu Kang. But as I just proved to you, the hitbox has somehow gotten fat. Right? And the worst part is that Kano didn't act like he got hit. He completed his move, somehow still took the hit, and then ran off, right? They're just taking the piss at the moment, I think. So here we go. They got full 3 bars again. Most of their health. Freeze ball, fireball. Right, does slide. Okay. Right. He's called out Sonya to do a move. That's fine. She Now, that's really interesting. Like, that's really, really interesting. It looked like she stumbled. Yes, okay. This game's fucking broken. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What the hell is wrong with this game? Right? I have shown you clear evidence that a character can be attacked, like a Cameo character. It can be taken out without even being hit and knocked out, right? Sonya runs in, gets hit in this attack, right? Yet her avatar doesn't get knocked out because she stumbled. She stumbled. Watch. I think she was coming in to do a leg throw, and she gets hit and she stumbles. See her? She stumbles and off she goes. She runs off. But her avatar doesn't get knocked out. Why? Why? You know what I'm starting to think's happen? What I think's happening is that if you've got under half of the resource for your Cameo character to be used, that's actually when it happens. But then I'd have to go back and check. Maybe you guys can check that, you know, if that's the case. So here comes Kano. He's going to do his eye laser. Right, so that's fine. It's used the resource. Off he goes. Okay. So he's doing the combo again. I'm just waiting for the more characters to show up, like cameos. They're doing counters. That's fine. Right, here comes Sonya to try and do her leg throw again. Right. Doesn't get hit. She runs off. Or, you know, cartwheels off. Okay. Now, at this moment, Cage could have combo break. Right? But he didn't. Probably, either he doesn't realize it yet, that it is now like a finite resource. It's a diamond resource in this game. Okay? Now, Caboose has called in the airwave. This is really... Okay, so he's called in the airwave. So Liu Kang didn't hit her, but it took her out of the game. So okay, I think I know what's going on now. I think I figured it out. You're gonna have two attacks that are just standard attacks, right? Okay, and that's probably why, to a certain degree, some of them were spammed, you know, in the in the gameplay trailer. To a degree, okay. It appears that one of the other 4 moves, I'm assuming, if there's 4 moves, is an absolute combo breaker, right? Now, I'd be curious if you can use that at any time, just as a standard attack. That'd be nice. And I hope you can, because that's going to feel real shit if the only way that you can use one of the 4 attacks that the character has is if you've only got 3 bars. No, you can't use it as a breaker because they're so wise in their wisdom of, you know, oh, let's just punish defensive players even more because we need to chase the esports aggressive crowd and have these fantastical, exciting, giant-ass combos. Esports is like the worst. Like, seriously, it has affected fighting games to a degree, and I cannot stand it, right? So somehow, right, somehow when he used that move, this move here, which isn't hitting anything and is not countering anything or breaking anything, it's taken her out of the game completely. Now, is that because it went under half the resources available? Or is it because the move itself is designed as a counter move, right? Or whatever. And even if you hit or don't hit, it'll take you out of the game. So I think what they've done here, they've kind of done a swappy, right? 3 bars to break a combo with your Cameo fighter, but your Cameo fighter doesn't use resources or get knocked out. A counter, right? The counter uses resources for the Cameo, knocks them out of the game, but doesn't use your super bar. Is that about right? Is that what it is? Like, Sonya's still knocked out. Look at the amount of game time that's coming. And Sonya's still... Now she's back. Right, now he's just done another combo breaker. As you can tell, he's just used all 3 bars. But in this frame, again, just to show you guys, it's not using the resources of the Cameo resource and knocking them out of the game. Right? So that was a standard airway punch, wasn't it? Was it? Because the other one kind of seemed like she kind of like came in as a counter. Oh no, it's the same one. It's the same. Okay, so maybe I said might be true actually, because before it knocked her out and she was under the halfway mark. She doesn't go under the halfway mark when she's used here. Watch this. Oh, hang on. No, she's over half. Yeah, so she's over halfway mark of resources available and she doesn't get knocked out. Unless the game think, I don't know, dude. This is a mess, man. This is a mess, right? So he just did a counter them, but that's okay because he wasn't using Cameo Fire, so it didn't do anything, right? I mean, again, like I understand, just to finalize, like the Cameo system you could completely ignore to a degree. You could have an entire fight and never use the Cameo system. Okay? 100%. 100%. Okay? But you have to choose a Cameo fighter. It's integral to the game in terms of like everything that you do. So therefore, it just they're tying both hands behind your back. And it goes against exactly what Ed Boon was claiming, was like, oh yeah, you can just, you know, well, you can pretty much do whatever you want with them. No, you can't actually, bro. No, you can't. At all. Now, I'm not saying the game won't be fun. Just to finalize further. I'm not saying it's not going to be fun. But being real, most of us are going to end up online. And we're going to have to, you know, deal with the short and curlies of these systems and trying to navigate how they actually function and work. You're going to have to remember, okay, I need 3 bars to break a combo. But it keeps my character, but my Cameo character is still fully in play. But then if I use a counter, it knocks him out. Or if my character gets hit. But then we've seen 2 instances where the character literally didn't get hit and was knocked out. And then the character was hit and didn't get knocked out. So then I start thinking, is it tied into the resource meter? Is there a certain amount that if it gets to, that it knocks them out once you use it? Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just because moves require a certain amount of resource to activate, right? So then if it realizes that there's not enough resources there for you to use any move, it blanks them out. And that could be as simple as it is. But that's the problem. I've just spent 28 effing minutes trying to dissect something that should be so easy. You know, when they explain the drive gauge for Street Fighter 6, right, a 4-year-old could understand it. Anyway, catch you next time.